All right, I got this first one together. I'm gonna go ahead. You can see the bearing, it all fit good and tight. There's no play at all now. Takes a little bit of reaming, a little bit of cleaning up to get the thing to be just right. I'm gonna step through the other one a little better. I know exactly what I need to do now. So as I step through the other one, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And it'll make a little more sense. Of course, first things first, we gotta clean this axle and get it disassembled. So you're gonna see me rush through that. Here I'm working on the ground, and I quickly realized that's a bad idea. Get this thing up on a bench where I can get to work on it. And again, you're gonna see a really fast transition where then we're gonna work into a cleaned up axle where I've got one kingpin replaced already, and I'm gonna explain what I did with it and show you on the second one exactly how all that worked out. So hopefully this is something to learn. Just right. Slide right through it so it's nice and tight. Perfect. All we need to do is clean those out a little bit. It's good. What's not so perfect is the new bushings are definitely tight through this whole experience. Oh shit, I still gotta pull these? No, they're up. Okay. You can see they are very tight. These should just about, I should be able to put those in with just a slight bump. So I've got to basically ream this or hone this. I'm going to hone this out with a little bit of, until I can get that to where it slides down in just nice and just kind of drops into place with just a little pressure, just kind of a transition or a bump fit. And what's going to happen when I do that is it's still going to be too tight, because look how tight these fit. And if you can see that split right here, so that split gets quite a bit bigger. So if I get these to where they fit just right into this, it'll still be too tight, so I'll have to do a little bit of honing on this to match this. What you do, you end up with a real nice tight just like this kind of, so you can kind of feel that one's nice and so it's just right, and it's just, that's real solid, no movement hardly at all, actually no movement. About just a little bit shy of this. And it doesn't take a whole lot for that 80 now. That's not going to be enough, but it does give a real nice fit the whole way through. So yeah, even then, just that little bit, it's starting to open it up. So yeah, see now that just enough to start. So that's with the 80. I'm gonna still gonna hit this with the 240, smooth it up even more. That way when the whole thing gets ready. And again, this one you'll see, it won't even start. Tear a little bit off. Expose some more of that 80 grit. So it's just about ready where it'll drop in. So the 240 and smooth it down a bit more. All right. So now I'm sit down in there. So again, not even close. But those fit in there good. To dress this brass exactly where I need it to be than it is to try and expand this out. Now if I had a good reamer, I should go through the thing, right the whole thing, and that would be the right way to do. But with this, I can fine tune these. Like I said, I'd rather take that copper or brass out. Bronze, I think it actually is. And try and deal with that steel. Get these things where they fit. Yeah, see, it's already starting to drop just a little. All right. Just right. Alright, so I'll clean this up and we'll get it on. So I've got my bearing, basically cut, hardened washer, bronze with the cutters, and the hardened washer, all put together and sandwiched in. Sitting right there. Then make sure this all fits in that sandwich just right. Now this flat spot, I'm gonna make sure I'm going to the front. Centered on it. Now, what you're not seeing is when I try and turn it, the bushings are a little bit tighter than the center, which is kind of what I want. I want the bushings to almost hold on it and lock up on it. When I grease those, they should have a little break-in time. A second grease will clean them out real good, and they should be good to last for years if I use good grease. One thing about this kit though is the original bolt is a little shorter than this one, so I'm going to use the original with the hardware because I've got about that much and the bolt's sticking out and it never tightens up against my locking hardware. So here's that one. Wipe it off, make sure it looks good. Yeah, like I said, you'll see the two of them. That one's pretty good distance difference, so I'm going to use the original because trusty more. And then I'm going to put all this together. Just like so. And then that'll drop into, there's a small hole beside that, right there. So when this thing is all put together, that drops into place. So, should be able to see it. As I roll that in, again I want a little pressure on that, and the other bolt putting nothing on it at all. Tighten it up and you should see it. There he goes. Right there, it's against that flat. So as I tighten a little further, that flat will straighten itself out. You see it's nice and tight there. Ratchet. Start to pull itself around until it straightens up. And there it is. Now I'll flatten those over and you see it's good. Nice, tight, no movement at all in that thing. So it feels great. Put a little grease on it. Put my caps back in. And this thing's ready to go. Like I said, a little grease. That'll free up the movement that I do have, the tightness of it. Because I mean, it's stiff right there. But, let's see, go ahead and One there. Spin that one around. Give it just a little knock to get it started. There's that. So that's now locked in two. So let me get my grease gun. Squirt a touch of grease in it. Make sure everything feels nice. Alright, let's see here. So get all the paint out of this axle here. This in here. That thing fits just nice and tight. So I run just a little bit more, but that's a nice bump fit. There you go. That should hold. See. That should caps hold on the end, sealed off. Careful while I put it in. And that grease, I should be able to force some right here too. Watch for that flat. Should be ready to roll, man. Beautiful.